God, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Puny God.
Shalom, shalom. This is Kapaya, a.k.a. Pops, out of GMS Chicago with another sit-down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash. To the apostles and the elders of GMS out of New York, I want to send double honors because they do rule well. The elder bishops also that's in Connecticut, and that other apostle is down in Texas. I want to send double honors out to all of them because they do rule well. For the brethren around the world pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, the ugly of the scriptures, correctly breaking down prophecies and interaction with the people on the planet, declaring war, and I send salutations. For the hopeful elect, I hope this is edifying. For the Aquath, if you're in the truth, as listeners to say that charity, keep doing so. But for the scorn and scoff of reprobate 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations who are in the midst of Jacob's trouble, is in the midst of it. It's going to get a whole lot worse, and you got all kinds of things that are popping up, as they say. These prophecies are popping off the page like popcorn. So, with that being said, you see this title, Dear Woman Addresses Mourner at Her Own Memorial Service. Okay. This Edomite likes to think his science is can make him a god. So, you saw what that puny God, what the Hulk thought of it. This is what the elect, especially the 144,000 men that serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in fear and trembling, think of it. This Edomite has no hope and no chance of ever being able to defeat Yahweh Yahweh Shai. So we're going to let this lady here say what she's going to say, and then we're going to let this clip run in the process. But as they say, they think they science, which is falsely called, is their ticket to their goddom per se. AI, artificial intelligence making a mockery of death. Let me let it play.
I want you to watch a video and watch closely.
I would say, really, if you have a secure faith and you walk in it, I feel that your life will be full of joy and peace and love. And I would really suggest that there's no other way. There's only one way. Walk in it and keep walking on.
This is Marina Smith. She's dead. But what you just saw was Marina Smith speaking at her own funeral. She also took questions from the mourners. The dead woman answered them at length, and none of it was recorded beforehand. Watch again.
How did becoming a grandparent change you?
Oh, I think it brought immense joy into my life.
So what just happened? This was artificial intelligence making an absolute mockery of the sanctity of death. This was artificial intelligence being creepy pro max.
I would say at my funeral, I'm so pleased that I met so many good people who influenced my life, and I had a happy family life, I had a husband, and I feel my life was planned in that by the Almighty One, and I feel it's coming to conclusion under His guidance, because my work here is completed.
Marina Smith's son brought her back to life. He created this technology to laws creating a digital clone of a living person and then asking her a series of questions. Based on her answers, AI is trained to interact on her behalf. Basically replace her in death. Marina Smith was one of the first ones to use her son's creations. This is her in January, 5 months before her death. She devoted 2 whole days to answering questions, all sorts of questions. She sat in front of a webcam, feeding the AI with important details about her life. Marina died in June. But then she returned to speak at her own funeral. The mourners were reportedly shocked. I wonder why. Look at them. They're watching and they're interacting with the woman they have just put to rest. Am I the only one who finds this creepy? This disturbing technology is now available for public use, which means the dead will soon frequently be speaking at their own funerals, which also means that some people will never get closure. If you've lost a loved one, you would agree with me when I say that one of the first stages of grief is denial. It is hard to come to terms with the fact that a living person is suddenly gone, that he or she is suddenly being spoken of in the past tense, or is being called a body. It seems...
Okay, hold on right there. I'm going to go get a scripture and this, that, and the other, because, see, the Lord Yahweh has dealt with situations like this before and had it written for our understanding, the election's sake. Okay? And, there's a story about this where Saul used a witch to talk to Samuel, the prophet, after Samuel had passed. Okay? So let me go get that story. I'll be right back. Okay, so now here we are at 1 Samuel, the 28th chapter. I'm picking up at the verse 6. And when Saul inquired of Saul, which was the king, had been appointed, okay, he had been following the orders of Yahweh. So he decided that he was going to, Yahweh had stripped him of his ability to contact him, how to interact with him, and this, that, and other. The spirit basically of Yahweh had left Saul, so he couldn't go to Yahweh for counsel anymore. Or the prophets also weren't able to go and inquire for Saul what the Lord Yahweh was thinking or what he wanted him to do. So Saul got desperate. Okay, so he wanted to know. So he wanted to talk to Samuel. So this is that account. So let's start at 6. And when Saul inquired of Yahweh, Yahweh answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. Then said Saul unto his servant, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit. Basically, find me a witch, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said unto him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him, and they came to the woman by night. And she said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. So basically, I need you to go into this left-hand magic, black magic spell shit that a witch is, that in our thing. Oh, we suffer a witch not to live. Okay, all this left-hand side magic isn't supposed to be being done in the house of Israel. Okay. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment and went to men. Okay, and and I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, verse 8, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. So I'm gonna tell you who I want you to go into the afterlife and find his spirit and bring it back up here to the present time, so I can talk to him. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul have done. So Saul said that he suffered a witch not to live. So like I said, so now she's getting ready to go against the law of the king of Israel right now. So she's not feeling this. Now, how hath he cut? Okay, notice what Saul has done. How he has cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? She said, man, you setting me up to get smoked by the king himself. And Saul swore to her by Yahweh, saying, as Yahweh liveth, there shall no punishment happen unto thee for this thing. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. So bring me up the prophet Samuel. Samuel's always been able to talk to the Lord for me. And I've always gotten an answer from Samuel. So I'm desperate. I need to talk to him. So conjure him up. So see, like them, they got this woman. She done sat down and had all this conversation and whatnot, and answered all these questions. And now they think like the lady said, it's an abomination. And they call themselves thinking that they can talk to the dead, and they want closure, and they can't get closure because of all this. So here we go. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. She said, so now you know I could get killed for this. Why are you calling for Samuel? And the king said to her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw God ascending out of the earth. And he said to her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up. He is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stood with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? Why you call me back from the spirit world? You know, I'm over here with Yahweh and them. I'm chilling. I'm good right now. You know, I ain't got no pain. I ain't in nothing. And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and the Lord God is departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing Yahweh is departed from thee and is become thine enemy? You done made the Lord your enemy, dude. I ain't got nothing I can do against that. And Yahweh have done to him as he spake by me, for Yahweh hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. So, you know, because thou hast obeyed not the voice of Yahweh, nor executed his fierce wrath upon Amalek, therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, Yahweh shall also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow thou shalt and thy sons be with me. So he just told him, you know, I'm over here in the spirit world, and you getting ready to die and be over here with me. Now we gonna be good over here, okay? But you get ready to die, dog, okay? So verse 19 again, moreover, Yahweh will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. So he's going to deliver you into your enemies. And tomorrow thou and thy sons be with me. So now peep this. Saul is doing wicked, right? The Lord has taken the kingdom that he had promised him from him and ordained it that David, the King David, is going to have it, right? But Saul, which is a prophet that's been doing all the work, that did all the work that he was supposed to for the Lord, is chilling in the spirit world, having access to Yahweh Shai, the angels, able to interact, all that. But what did he say? He said that Saul is going to be with him. So where's this hell doctrine at? Motherfucker burning up and dying all the time. See what I'm saying? You can't, this is here. When you get your understanding up and you're taught by men that have an understanding, then you can see this Catholic doctrine of hell and burning and all this forever and ever and ever is bullshit. There it is right there in a nutshell. Perfect example. Okay. Also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hands of the Philistines. Okay. So let me read it one more time. 19. Moreover, Yahweh will also deliver Israel, which is the kingdom that Saul was in charge of at the time, with thee, which is him, into the hand of the Philistines, into their enemies. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. Yahweh also shall deliver the host, the army of Israel, into the hand of the Philistines. So you get ready to have a lot of men murdered and died and whatnot, following your orders to fight these Philistines. Then Saul fell straight away all along on the earth and was so afraid because of the words of Samuel, and there was no strength to him, for he had eaten no bread all the day nor all the night. So he had fasted trying to get to this, only to find out that the outcome is that he's going to die tomorrow. Okay. And the woman came to Saul and saw that he was so troubled and said unto him, Behold, thy handmaid hath obeyed thy voice, and I have put my life in my hand and have hearkened unto thy words which thou spakest to me. Now therefore I pray thee, hearken thou also unto the voice of thy handmaid, and let me set a morsel of bread before thee, and eat, that thou mayest have strength when thou goest on thy way. But he refused, I will not eat. But his servants together with the woman compelled him, and he hearkened unto their voice. So he arose from the earth and sat upon the bed. And the woman had a fat calf in the house, and she had it killed, and hasted and killed it, and took flour and kneaded, and did bake unleavened bread thereof. And she brought it before Saul and before his servants, and they did eat. Then they rose up and went away that night. Okay, so now this is an actual account where somebody came back from the dead and answered questions, okay, to a person that summoned them. But that's not this.
It's impossible to process this transition. So for the most part, we remain in denial. The problem with technologies like these is that they feed into that denial. They make you believe that the person is not really dead. Look, she's here. Look, she's talking to you, answering your questions. How could she be dead? Technologically, it's a remarkable feat. Full points for getting the dead to speak at their funeral. But what about those who are alive and those who are mourning the dead? What does it do to them? It throws their mental health off gear. It interferes with the process of grieving. It risks mental illness. And I will tell you why I say this. You see, while there is no timeline for grieving, it is a process that one must go through. They say it begins with anger, followed by denial, bouts of crying until you begin to move on and finally get a closure. But technologies like these may not let you get to that phase. A person may keep going back to their laptop and speaking with the dead. You must have heard of stories of people living with a dead body. We recently told you about one. A man from Thailand who lived with his dead wife's body for almost 2 decades. It's not normal. It's disturbing. And this isn't too different. Do you know what scares me? The technology we're calling creepy today is fast becoming the new normal. In 2020, AI reunited a mother with her dead daughter. This is Jang Ji-sung. She lost a 7-year-old daughter in 2016. The young girl had blood cancer. Years later, some documentary makers offered Ji-sung the opportunity to reunite with her daughter. Which mother would possibly say no? Ji-sung was asked to wear a pair of virtual reality glasses and see her daughter. The girl emerged from behind a pile of woods. "Mom, where have you been?" she asked. "I've missed you a lot. Have you missed me?"
엄마 어디 있었어? 엄마 내 생각했어?
맨날에
나는 엄마 많이 보고 싶었어.
엄마도 너 보고 싶었어. 많이 잘 있었어?
나 예뻐? 예쁘지?
너무너무 예뻐, 우리 나연이.
What was the point of this? What was the point of reopening old wounds, of bringing back old trauma? Do you think it will be easy for this mother to forget the experience, to move on from it? The documentary makers got what they wanted. The project became the talk of the town in South Korea. But the mother, for her, the cycle of grieving began all over again. Soon, Amazon too will be monetizing your grief. It is training Alexa to speak in the voice of your dead relatives. Amazon's top scientist spoke about this plan at a recent event. He even gave a little demo. A video was shown where a young boy's grandmom had died, leaving her reading of The Wizard of Oz unfinished. After her death, the grandson asked Alexa, "Can Grandma finish reading me The Wizard of Oz?" Here's what happened next.
Alexa, can Grandma finish reading me The Wizard of Oz?
Okay. But how about my courage? Asked the lion anxiously. You have plenty of courage, I am sure, answered Oz. All you need is confidence in yourself.
This is not only a mockery of death, but also of the loved ones the dead leave behind. This technology is playing pranks with people's emotions, tugging at your weakest strings. Do we really need these technologies? Must we really blur the line between life and death? Let me ask you.
That's what Esau wants to do. Because he wants to be God. Like I said, puny God. None of it is real. Let me put some scriptures here and we're going to call it a day real quick. First scripture I'm going to go and get. It's going to be letter of Jeremiah. Go get letter of Jeremiah. We're going to start at about 34. No, actually, yeah, 34. Like I said, because he's a puny God. Whether it be evil that one doeth unto them, or good, they are not able to recompense it. This is a puny God. Like I said, once Yahweh Shai shows up, he's not going to be able to, this Edomite is not going to be able to stop. He's not going to be able to use his science or anything else to stop what is getting ready to happen to him or what's going to be happening to him. Okay? They can either set up a king or put him down. Okay? Like I said, the elite banking families and this, that, and the other, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Bilderbergs, and these people that control the International Monetary Fund, which would be the Rothschilds, and the Federal Reserve, and these types of things, and this kind of money in the background is call all the shots, and your so-called prime ministers and presidents and all these other people are nothing more than puppets that do their bidding. Are doing the bidding of what they perceive to be the gods of the world and whatnot. And the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, pursuant to Job 9 and 24. But as you see all these things is going on now, and all this stuff is coming down the pipe, this is the end of it. This is the signs that the Lord said that he would have his prophets able to break down and tell you in the last days to let you know that as part of the elect, you are in the last days. Okay? Okay? So they are not able to So let's read this again. Whether it be evil that one doeth unto them, or good, they are not able to recompense it. They can neither set up a king nor put him down. Like I said, Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and this Edomite's not going to be able to stop it. 35, in like manner, they can neither give riches nor money, though a man make a vow unto them and keep it not, they will not require it. The riches that they giving is artificial, okay? Like this fiat dollar that you got right now, they getting ready to obsolete it. They getting ready to switch it over to the MOTB. Revelation 13th chapter, the 16th verse, to the end of to the end of that book. Over in the 14, over in the 19. Okay? This is what I'm saying. So this man is getting ready to crash this dollar on a hell of a way. And it's just what it is. And all you people that are banking on this and trying to build and trying to set your life up to make it in this society as it is, you get ready to have a drastic awakening where you absolutely going to be choosing between Yahweh Bashem Howard Shai as a Israelite, so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, or whoever descends from the male bloodline of that those people. Okay, because it's all through the father, it's not through the mother. All right. Okay, 36. They can save no man from death, neither deliver the weak from the mighty. Okay, right now, Esau's able to do all this, but he's not going to be able to do any of this when Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shows up. Okay? None of this. The destruction that's going to be coming upon him is he going to be able to say that he's a God to the deity that's destroying him at that time, that's bringing him down and pulling him out of his power? No. They can show no mercy to the widow, nor do good to the fatherless. Their gods of wood, which are overlaid with gold and silver, are like the stones that be hewn out of a mountain. They that worship them shall be confounded. So you want to listen to this man and think that he's going to be that? No. No. Yahweh Shai is coming back to show that he's no God. How should a man then think and say that they are gods when even the Chaldeans themselves dishonor them? And this was for a particular time period back then, but this is also able to be pertaining to right now, because these Edomites want to think of themselves as gods, but that's not them. They're not those. Okay, let me go to Isaiah. (14th chapter). Let's pick it up at about the 12th verse. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Oh, Lucifer. So Lucifer, Satan, all these things that you want to know him as. He's not walking around in hell. Okay, he's not walking around in hell with a devil, with a pitchfork and fire all around him, tormenting people. Lucifer just means light bearer. Okay, so how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, in his mind, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. So he want to be above the Lord. I will also sit upon the mountain of congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. I'm going to be like God. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. And, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man? So now we done went from Satan and Lucifer to a man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made a world of wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. You got people here in America that's got marijuana laws, but they don't legalize marijuana. Did they let the people that they had locked up for marijuana laws loose? No. Okay? So understand this. They that see thee shall show, again, 16, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, means squint, and look upon you and consider saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake the kingdoms? Had all the world shook up. Who can fight against America and the EU with all that firepower and technology that they got? See what I'm saying? But this is that. Let me go back to Deuteronomy. See, because we got certain laws and things that we're supposed to live by, things we're supposed to be doing, things that we're not supposed to be caught up in the middle of. Let me go over here to 12. Deuteronomy 12. Let's go to 30. Deuteronomy 12 and 30. Take heed unto thyself that thou be not snared by following them. They're supposed to be following this Edomite and his law, statutes, and commandments. I mean, you agree with them readily right now, but when they start telling you to do things that's going to go against these scriptures, then yeah, you got to start. You got to start knowing where to draw the line, and you definitely got to draw the line with the MOTB. When they start talking about they're gonna do away with the money system and tell you that they're going to put it all on this thing that biometrically they're going to then put under your skin or hook to your brain or whatever combination of things it might be. And you digitally going to be hooked to the Internet of Things per se, okay, and all this other kind of stuff. No, that goes directly against Revelation 13 and 16. You're not to do that. So if you go along with it, you're going against that scripture. Okay, so now, like I said, 30. Take heed unto thyself that thou be not snared by following them. After that, they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their gods. You see, this man's technology is his God. It gives him the ability to do miraculous things right now. But the Lord is getting ready to come, Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come and pull the plug on all of it. Okay. Say, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Thou shalt not do so unto Yahweh thy power, for every abomination of Yahweh which he hateth have they done unto their gods. For even their sons and their daughters have burnt in the fire to their gods. This is something that was going on back then, worshiping other gods. And now you're gonna make this Edomite that. No. Don't follow him. Don't go down that path. Don't go down that path. Okay? Okay? You know, they talking about have burnt their sons and their daughters to their gods. But what are they doing now? Women are here Roe versus Wade fighting for that ability to go back and be able to destroy these kids and whatnot while they in the womb, huh? See what I'm saying? This man's and this wickedness that has been in the earth is just being, repackaged and put back out there for the Israelites to deal with time and time again. First they were sacrificing them to that. Okay, sacrificing them, burning them. Now they got women killing them before they come out the womb. Same thing. Okay. What thing soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto nor diminish from it. So I'm giving you the words. Don't do this. Don't get caught up in the middle of this bullshit. Okay? Got one more scripture I'm gonna pull up. Then we gonna go from there. Let me see what I got. Epistle to Jeremiah. Nah, that ain't it. That's letter to Jeremiah. Let's see. on this. Okay. Letter of Jeremiah. But now I can't seem to get this epistle thing to show up like I need it. And I know that I saw it. Oh, man. Where am I at? Let me see. Okay, over here by Baruch. Okay. Maybe I get the epistle of Jeremiah chapter 6. I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to see if I can get it to come up here where I can read it to you. But it don't look like it's here for some reason. Okay. Yeah, this is that. Let me see. Let me just go into it and see what I got here. Nope, that is not it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do it this way then. Forgive me. I'm just going to go to my camera. Okay. Pull it up and read it this way. Okay. So this is the epistle to Jeremiah. I'm going to pull it up and read it this way. This is 6. I'm going to read 10 through 17. Sometimes also, hold on, let me get it so I can read it. Sometimes also the priests convey from their gods gold and silver and bestow it upon themselves. So from their gods, huh? Well, they see this was back then because you ain't able to do that now. Why? Because the Rothschild said that that money is his god and he's his prophet, and all the gold and silver and everything else has been hoarded up. Like I said, I work at a place where one of the guys had that duty for Fort Knox, and he said that when he was walking that duty, there was no gold there, no silver either. And one of the new recruits that came in, he had to break that down and tell him because he said that he didn't think that he had enough personnel to be able to go what was supposed to be there. So, So the priest took it. So he said he was the prophet. Well, the priest that had charge of the gold and the silver and took it all for itself in modern days. That'd be the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Bilderbergs, the DuPonts, and the Gettys. Yea, they will give their to the common harlots and deck them as men with garments, being gods of silver and gods of gold and wood. Ye cannot these gods. Hold on. Yet cannot these gods save themselves from rust and moths, though they be covered with purple raiment. So now this is talking about actual idols that was made up then. Okay, but these gods right now, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, and Bilderbergs are not going to be able to save themselves when Yahweh Shai show up either. Okay, even though they go be able to take you as a person and put you in dire straits. They wipe their faces because of the dust of the temple, when there is much upon them, and he that cannot put to death one that offendeth him holdeth a scepter, as though it was a judge of the country. Okay, like I said, this talking about idols then, but now you got idols now. doing the same thing. You got these people. You got these people that them put up these stars and whatnot, and got them as your idols and the people that you're following. And you trying to be like them and get that kind of wealth, but that wealth is not going to save them in that day. He hath also in his right hand a dagger and an axe, but cannot deliver himself from war and from thieves. Okay, like I said, when Yahweh shows up, he's going to be declaring war. Like I said, declaring war on the planet. And this Edomite is not going to be able to do anything about it. Okay? Whereby they are known not to be gods, therefore fear them not. So don't fear this Edomite. And I'm going to leave it there. Verse 16. Don't fear this Edomite. Okay? He's getting ready to put you in dire straits. You know, but as the elect, you don't fear him. Okay? You don't fear him. Okay? Whatever you're going to have to go through, you got to have your faith to let you go through it. He's going to try you. He can deliver you, or if it's meant for you to go down, you go down. What did Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego tell Nebuchadnezzar the king? We're not careful to what we're going to tell you, which means we're not trying to be politically correct, and we're not going to say the soft things to keep your wrath from being at us. Our God is going to be able to deliver us. If he don't, then he don't. But even if he do, we're not going. Even if he don't, then he don't. If he do, he do. But if he don't, then we're still not going to bow down to the gold God that you put up back then. We're not going to bow down to this MOTB that you're getting ready to make massive, that you got Biden signing all these billions of dollars to make happen. Don't do it. So for the hopeful elect, I hope that's edifying to know that, like I said, it is coming down the pipe. They do have artificial intelligence. All these things that's going to be some of these miracles that these people are going to be able to do, these things are happening. But if you let this man's so-called science technology dupe you into taking and going down that road, you have no place of redemption when you done accepted and did that. So understand that. So then you are loose cannon for the king of terror, Yahweh Bashem Awashai, to come and smoke you with your biggest fears and the worst ways that you ever thought about dying exactly that way. So with that, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem Kakwadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. I send double honors because they do rule well. But brethren around the world pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the prophecies, and the interaction with the people on planet declaring warning. I send salutations for the hopeful elect, because we are declaring war on the planet. For the hopeful elect, I hope that's edifying. Aqua, a few true that's listening to said charity to keep doing so. Scorn the scoff for reprobate 2/3 Israelites that can't wrap their mind around this. The 17 other nations who are in the midst of Jacob's trouble is going to get a whole lot worse. So for the first group of Hardy Shalom, and for the second group of Barber Ball.